For a few years now, I've had the opportunity to participate at the Seafood and Wine Festival. I've got to greet people, including the famous John Salley. He's actually a staple at Seafood and Wine, and if you've spent any time with him, you'll discover that he has lots to share and has been vegan for quite some time. Oh, and let's not forget his humor. He will leave you in stitches.
And I was around the sexy yoga girls who were eating kale and salad and, maybe didn't shave their underarms. I was cool with that. So my hangout was entirely different than most people. I like the smell of turmeric on their neck. So
I had a chance to sit down with him and ask him a few questions, and I hope you enjoy our interview.
Hi, John. How are you doing today?
I'm all right. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. So we're here at Seafood and Wine Festival, and you've been part of this movement for a long time.
Yes.
Why?
Mainly because I think it's an important thing. I love Miami. I was invited by Allison and Michelle, and I jumped right on the plane. And the first thing, they were like, there's no fee, but we're having this great thing. I worked with Miami Food and Wine, which I knew was a great event, but I don't eat that kind. So when they said they had seed and it was all vegan, I wanted to be a part of the movement. And I've been a part of the movement for about 10 years.
So what prompted you to become a vegan?
It literally, first I started in microbiotics, and then I went into being a line vegetarian. Those are the ones who say they eat cheese, eggs, and fish. You're not a vegetarian, right? So those are byproducts. And then I did a PSA in 2008, and all the food in the back and around was vegan. And I said, what's vegan? And as I said it, they then explained it and figured out one of the best chefs ever was a mile from my house. And
wow.
From that day, I never looked back. I cooked. I decided to figure out how to make this food. My cholesterol went down. I lost weight. My vibrance came back, a good way of speaking about it. My energy level. And the craziest thing is my conscience. I know it sounds crazy, but in the process of doing this, I realized how barbaric, how wrong it is to enslave anything, and how everything that God gives life to deserves that life, and it's not up to our being to take it for our survival, especially when we don't need it for survival. So I just started paying attention to everything. Like I say, there's people that I see that I think I had a beef with, and they see me kind of offshook, and I don't remember, because I filled all that hate with love and thought and consciousness and paying attention to every single thing. This is a wonderful life and a gift, and I'm going to treat it as such.
One of my interests is focusing on bringing more plant-based diets to the African diasporic population, and I know that's something you speak to a lot.
Yeah.
Could you speak on that?
Yeah, the deal is, we go and we have a conversation as people of color, and we start seeing things. I remember when I was talking to a friend of mine from Nigeria, my daughter's friend. And he talked about, man, you need that meat and you have to have that steak. And I was paying attention to that thought process of, if you don't have it, that you're poor. If you only have vegetables, if you can only eat what you can grow, and you can't live the life of a king with all the... It's so barbaric, as I said, misinformed, and it really comes from a different culture. It's not part of our culture. And so part of our culture is definitely the grains in the fields. It was never, hey, in any of the writings that the day we slayed the ox. I never read it. So it was always a feast. And it was always people who were in different parts. Oh, it was a different time. Well, that different time, if I listen to your teachings, they live longer. And then all of a sudden here in America alone, in the 40s, people used to only live up to their 40s.
Yeah.
But people that look like us, sound like us, live much longer with much less consumption of flesh. So it's the way. It's the way it's supposed to be, and it's the natural way. I look at this gorilla in the jungles of Africa. I can't believe that raw food is so strong.
Exactly. So how do we package it so it's more palatable?
Well, you watch the movie What the Health on Netflix. You go to johnsalley.com. Instead of maybe going on Famous or World Star, maybe click in to What is Vegan. Go to on Instagram to Vegan What.
What would you like to leave us with in terms of a final message?
Stay black. I would say Frank Sinatra had a saying, you only live once, and if you do it right, once is enough. And I say, live and let live. Deuces.
Thank you.
Thank you.